So looking at this power sander from Quality, let me first tell you some of the things that made me go to this particular model. This has more power output than virtually every other one at this price point. It also has an excellent RPM range, so we can do anything from stripping paint or stain off a wood deck all the way down to doing something more fragile like sanding drywall. So great variable settings there. Extendable handle, very nice for if you're working on tall ceilings or if you yourself are a taller or shorter person, so you can adjust that handle where you need it. And the LED light that's built into the head I found to be absolutely essential, especially when working with drywall, and that was a great feature to have. Now, some of the other things about this particular model came with a great assortment of sanding pads, anything from 80 grit all the way up to 240, and quite a few of them, so I was really impressed with how many sanding pads we got. One thing I was not impressed with was the directions. A lot to be desired there. They don't tell you a whole lot. You pretty much have to figure out how to put this thing together yourself, and it's not difficult, but when it comes to hooking up vacuums and things, it's definitely a little confusing with the different adapters they give you. It does come with a bag where all the dust is supposed to blow into or get sucked into, and it also comes with a carry case, which is really nice that this fits comfortably in. You're not busting at the seams or ripping the zipper trying to shove it in there. It's an appropriately sized bag, so that was all great bonuses. So now let's take a look and see how this thing actually does in action. As you can see, it's not doing a very good job of sucking up the dust. The bag isn't even remotely expanded, so now we're going to hook up the shop vac and see how that does. So unfortunately, the other reviews are right. You get dust leaking all over. Even with the shop vac going, you see how much isn't making it out of the head. And I even have the paper so that the holes are lined up and everything else. But it seems like it still leaks out of this air hose and things. But it does speed up the sanding process. I'm not finding that it kicks it up into the air, which a lot of people were saying. No, the dust does still fall straight down, so it's no different than if you were sanding by hand. So it is still saving you time, even if it isn't as clean as what they're advertising. So as you saw there, it was kicking up a little bit of dust. The more I went into it, the bigger dust cloud I got. Even when I hooked up my shop vac to it and even put water in the bucket, there was still dust getting into the air. Now, after talking to professional drywall finishers that have used these machines, I was informed by them they all do it. So it's not a knock on this piece of equipment why so much dust was getting into the air. Even the professional models and things that the pros use kick dust into the air. So it's just nature of the beast. I personally think what might help is if we had an ash vacuum, the kind of vacuum you use for cleaning out your fireplace or wood stove. That's designed to trap that fine particle dust that even a shop vac wouldn't be able to get, even with water in the bucket where the dust is supposed to stick to it and not get blown back into the air. Overall, I was very impressed with it. I'm going to give my final statement on it as excellent for speeding up the sanding process and saving some heartache and hard labor, but don't expect it to be as clean as what they might advertise. You are still going to have to tarp things over, cover doorways, things like that, but absolutely speeds up the process. So I really hope this review helped you out, and I thank you for watching.